Okay. Good evening. Today is Tuesday, March 25th, and the time is 6:30 p.m., and I'd like to call this regular meeting of the Planning and Zoning Commission to order. Can I have a roll call, please?
Webb.
Present.
Stegall.
Here.
Onken.
Here?
Caliphut.
Here.
Haupt. Sarada.
Here.
Okay, thank you. Okey doke. Item number 2, approval of minutes. Consider approval of the Planning and Zoning March 11th, 2025 regular meeting minutes. We would need a motion and a second to take action on this.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion to approve from Vice Chair Stegall and a second from Commissioner Webb. Although, is it there? Approval of minutes? Do you have anything you would like to present? Okay. Okay. Is there any discussion on the approval? Okay, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say nay. That motion carries. Item number 3, citizen comment period. The Planning and Zoning Commission welcomes comments from citizens early in the agenda of regular meetings. Speakers are provided with an opportunity to speak during this time period on any agenda item or any other matter concerning city business, and they must observe the 3-minute time limit. So I will open those now. Any? No? Okay. Seeing none, we will keep moving. We are fixing to do consent agenda if you want to come up and share.
Yes, good evening, Chairman, Council P&Z members. Tonight on a consent agenda, item 2, consider approval of a replat for Plum Creek Phase 2. The applicant just sent us a request. They would like to have that item pulled from the agenda tonight. They want to do some more work, so that will not be under consideration at this time, and we will place that on the agenda whenever that item is ready to come back.
Thank you. Okay, so consent agenda, it looks like we're only doing item number 2, which is approval of a replat for Plum Creek, Phase 2, Section 10, at 404 Plum Creek Meadows.
Item 3. Item 2 is the one that was pulled, correct, Jason?
Well, so on the printed agenda, 4.2 is the Plum Creek, 4.3 is,
So we're
which
voting
item 2
So we're
were we
voting
pulling?
on 4.3.
Are we pulling 4.3 or 4.2?
We're pulling 4.2.
4.2.
Plum Creek Phase 2.
Oopsies, my bad. Fixed it, thanks. Okay. Correction, consent agenda, we are only looking at the final plat for 6.763 acres of land at 18600 IH 35. We would need a motion to take action on it. I will make a motion to approve the consent agenda. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, we have a motion by myself and a second from Vice Chair Stegall. Is there any discussion on this? Okay, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, it sounded like everybody, but, okay. So moving forward, consider impossible action. Consider approval of a conditional use permit regarding the IH 35 overlay regulations for a property located at 23451 IH 35, the wind zone, CUP-23-0076. Mr. Lutz.
Yes, so tonight the applicant is looking forward to, power always helps. So the applicant requesting a CUP for a retail building located at 23451 IH 35. This is an existing structure already on the site. The property is zoned RS and allows a multitude of proposed land uses. This I-35 overlay district encompasses this property, thus the reason for the CUP request. So just a little bit about the lot. It's approximately 5 acres unplatted land. Before the plat can be recorded and building permits issued, upgrades to an existing water line to provide fire flow must be installed or a financial guarantee be provided to the city. So those plans have been reviewed and approved and are awaiting construction. The existing metal building is about 2,400 square feet. However, due to the structural limitations of the existing building, the applicant cannot reach that required 90% masonry. But when we looked at the elevation percentages on the overall building, we're looking at stone, stacked limestone, and about 33% metal panel, which is the existing metal building, at 58%, and then doors make up the 9%. The overhead doors do not have any existing segmented glass. Again, the applicant is looking at trying to put a tenant in the existing building. The requirements of our I-35 overlay have been triggered because there's no site effectively. So he has to design the site, access, egress, and then because of the use as well, requires fire lines and fire flow to be achieved before the building can be occupied. So this is the just existing metal building, again, for your visual reference. This would be the front or west facing. This is the rear east facing. And I do want to point out that the stone is stacked higher on the front than it is on the rear. So it's not just an issue on the rendering. This is the north facing side of the building, and then this is the south side facing. So again, they're not touching any of the overhead doors, but they are wanting to utilize an existing building that's been around for quite some time. This property was actually not originally part of the city and annexed several years ago. Dumpster enclosures are designed to match the proposed elevations of the building with the same stacked stone and same metal panel on the doors. When we looked at this, we did review the site plan. It is compliant with city codes and regulations. And impervious cover is at 8.5%. Again, this is a 5-acre site. If the property gets subdivided, we'll ensure that they're still maintaining their appropriate, not going over their impervious cover caps. 11 spaces are provided, 10 are required. So this will handle any of the uses proposed in the I-35 overlay or allowed in that zone, except for some restaurants and some other uses. So we don't expect to see any changes anytime soon, but this always could change. And then on-site detention is being provided. So the site is accessed via a singular driveway. Landscape plan, again, all required plantings, landscaping, and trees are in accordance with the city's IH35 regulations. Photometric plan shows lighting is compliant with city code. Sidewalk is being installed as part of the development to help fill in some of those gaps as we move on down 35. So option 1 is approve as requested. Option 2 is approve with conditions and modifications. Option 3 is deny the request. Staff is recommending option 1. Again, as the proposed site plan is in compliance with all city codes. The proposed building elevations are providing a maximum amount of stone that the structure can actually carry. Staff is supporting this request at this time. So the applicant's representative is here, and I can answer any questions you may have as in this property as well.
Thank you. Are there questions for staff or the applicant? Doesn't look like we have questions. So we would need a motion to take action on this.
I make a motion?
Okay. What is your motion?
To approve it?
Motion to approve. Okay. We have to specify these things. Okay, so we have a motion to approve from Commissioner Califoot. Is there a second for that? I will second that. Okay. Okay. Is there any discussion on this motion?
Just a comment that I was actually riding by there coming back from San Antonio the other day and looked specifically at that building and wondered what in the world will ever happen here, because they'll have to tear it down or something or keep it. They're going to have to work hard to keep it. So it looks like there's being an effort being made to meet the overlay standards within the limits of this building's foundation or structure.
Yes, sir.
Is that a red iron building, just out of curiosity?
I do not believe so. I believe this was a custom building. Yes, I believe this is a custom building by the applicant's father. Constructed this, so.
Okay. And so, and the colors, the green I noticed here is different than the green that I've always seen. So there's going to be a repainting of the building?
Yes, I think the green might show up a little bit different because of our images, but there is a green listed in the proposed paint colors, I
Right,
believe.
right. And it looks like it matches the current one. Okay. Thank you.
I guess I do have a question. And I think the answer, the stucco shows orange in here. Is it just going to be like a beige or tan stucco?
Yeah, for some reason, our images, when we put them on electric, if you zoom in, the colors really do pop more. If your next question is about the doors, that is proposed red on the paint color, so just, it's not just a highlighted area.
Any other discussion on the motion?
No discussion, just a comment. I'm happy to see that there's modifications being made. I think it's going to look a lot better. So, yeah.
Okay, let's vote. The motion is to approve the conditional use permit. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Okay, that motion carries. Thank you. And then now we'll move into staff reports and presentations. Looks like we've got 3 items on today, so take it away.
Yeah, so update on a couple of things. If you recall, we had a 1600 Button Creek Road on February 11th. That CUP was approved, but staff, you wanted staff to work with them on modifying the building to add some more stone. So Kayla worked with that applicant, was able to move forward. So this was the original image on the sides and rear. And they revised, they are actually doing those corner caps on the front, from the front building to wrap it around, and then that'll extend that wainscoting all the way down the side. So I think this meets the kind of intent of the board. And then we also had a CUP for Kyle City Limits. That was February 25th. Y'all had several modifications y'all wanted us to work with staff, so I'll kind of go through those. This was the original specs. Y'all had some concern on the amount of stucco that was going up where the sign entry is. So they did add the caps that were requested there to bring that up and kind of match with the existing building. Then there was the side of the building. This was the one that actually faces 35. There was a lot of discussion on keeping the greenery, adding stone, and then on the bottom there was some discussion of adding some pilasters along the opposite side. Again, that's the side where the loading door is, and there's a wing wall there that kind of creates it. You can kind of see it identified on there, that small ribbon of stone. So they came back. They're actually going to do 100% stone on that side, and they are going to keep the green screen. I will let you know this is going to be an artificial screen. The layout of the area is not going to allow for planting, so they are going to maintain that. But they did want to add some color to that. They did add some stone on the other side, but they could not really match it. They kind of put it in the middle to center. It looks weird with that wing wall, so they kind of separated it. This is probably about as good as we could get. Went through several renditions on that. The last change was to the back of the proposed Italian food or restaurant. There's the electrical panel box that's highlighted in the black square. They were going to camouflage that via paint. There was some concern there, but according to the site plan, they were able to actually put up a vegetative screen wall. There's a little triangular area of grass that won't interfere with any of the sidewalk or the pedestrian path. Last update is I have been named the no longer interim on the assistant planning director, so I'll be taking the position full time. So I'm excited to continue to work with y'all, just in a little different role. But I'll go ahead and if y'all have anything else for me, that's it that I've got. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, well, that takes us to the end of our agenda for today, so there's no other items that we can discuss, and we are adjourned at 6:44.